Staying comfortable won't get you to where you want to be. Growth happens when you step beyond your fear, beyond your doubts, and beyond the familiar. And in this video, I will share why pushing past your comfort zone is very essential for your personal growth. Listen, give yourself the shot you have been waiting for others to give you your whole life. Give yourself that permission to see who you really are in God's design. Give your own self that.
I'm on the road all day. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll just start doing that. And so I started recording myself doing food delivery, y'all, and my personality exploded on camera. Like, I didn't even know I was funny. I did not know that I had this personality. And all of a sudden, I just started doing little things. Like, when I would pick the order up, I'd be like, "We got the order!" I knew that I did not always want to do this. And recording it and putting it on YouTube, I had maybe 20 views, 30 views at a time. And then one time it got up to 100 views in a day and 400 views in just a couple days. But I knew that I did not want this to be my forever thing, because it was putting a lot of miles on my car. It was putting a lot of stress on my heart, and it was making me very tired. For the past 2 years, it has been so hard and so tough, and crying tears and anxiety, but I kept pushing, y'all. And so I started recording these videos, and I started getting people watching me, and somebody was like, "You should start doing skits." So I started doing skits on YouTube, and y'all, my skits took off like crazy. And then one day I was like, you know what, this is it. I'm never going back to a 9 to 5. I'm gonna do DoorDash, food delivery my whole life for the rest of my life, and that's it. That's all I want to do, because it allows me to have free time, post YouTube videos, and I'm like, this is what I want. So I'm sitting in the car one day, and I'm like, let me talk about my 9 to 5 experience. So I started talking about my 9 to 5 experience, posted that video up on YouTube, and that video went crazy. It's sitting at 86,000 views, and I just kept posting videos. I had another video get 300,000 views, y'all, and it just kept going and going and going. And I end up getting over 3 million views on my YouTube channel in just a couple of months. And I'm like, what is going on, y'all? And then I got monetized. My first month being monetized, y'all, I had a goal of $3,000 for YouTube. That first check was $6,000. And then my next check was $6,000. And then my third check was $9,000, y'all. And I was just like, what is going on here? Not only can I afford this rental car now, but I can afford to pay my rent. Before I got monetized, I had been late on my rent every month for 8-9 months. I got monetized September 2024. It is February 2025. I have not paid my rent late since I got monetized on YouTube. You never know what you're capable of until you go beyond your limits and think beyond what you are used to being, and have faith. Man, we worry about so many things, but that stepping stone, there's steps to where you will get to. You may have limitations, you may not, but work harder. Things may not be lined up how you want it to be. Sometimes all you need is that work ethic. Sometimes all you need is that belief and that faith to lead you there when you have nothing.
The thing is, I knew coming into 2025 that for so many reasons connected to my life, I could not do 2025 the same way I have been doing other years, at least the past 3 to 4 years. Whether I went hard those last years or I didn't go as hard, I knew that this year, 2025, I could not do it the same way. I know that I dragged myself in 2024. Me, yes, I wear the crown. I take the blame. I own up to the responsibility. I dragged myself. I held myself back when God was trying to make sure that I release myself. He had sort of given me the layout. I had a clear understanding of how he wanted me to go, but I was afraid. I was concerned. I was checking out every other status quo, every other thing aside from just going and plunging in. I trusted God, but I did not. I'll be honest, it was almost like I didn't trust him enough to let go. I truly wasn't free. I wasn't free just yet. I hadn't given myself permission to step out of the box. I hadn't even given myself permission to be perceived and be okay with it. In my own little way, I was still trying to play nice. I found a way to convince myself that if I didn't do it that way, the way I was used to being nice, being accepted or understood to an extent, it'll be doing too much. I mean, to think about it, for someone who I thought I didn't care about acceptance and being validated by people, I actually cared a little too much. And I didn't allow myself be free enough to step out of my comfort zone for God to use. I remember one of the revelations I had that I could not even pass it off as anything else. God was telling me that you've been in a box and I want to release you. I saw myself in a box and the leader of the box had already been removed. And somebody like my husband was extending their hand to lift me out so that I come into this really beautiful white space that was open. You know, when you go to view a house and everything is just beautiful and you can see the possibilities of what you would do with the house, but it's empty. And this person was trying to pull me into that space. And for some reason, I'd go back into that squatting position. I was even squatting inside the box. Obviously, I couldn't stand. But it took me a while in this revelation to finally just grab that hand and be pulled out and come into this space. And I had this towards the ending of 2024, or I think about the beginning of 2025. And this was when God had already started speaking about me going into YouTube, transitioning into YouTube. And he was giving me instructions on how to start clearing out the path for this direction it's taking me into. But it's only now that I'm speaking about it, or that I've brought it back into light, that I'm seeing that me trying and returning back, it was really the whole of 2024. That's what I was doing. I started YouTube, but I didn't see, I started YouTube, but I didn't take it as serious as I'm taking it now. I had to make a lot of decisions along the way that for a couple of months, I wasn't even posting anything on my YouTube. I just was holding myself back. And I think that 2025 is this time where I'm holding that person's hand and allowing and permitting him to lift me out. Because I don't care right now. I'm not looking around me anymore. I'm not trying to return. I don't want to be in this box. I don't know what is going to be. I don't know the possibilities of what will happen. I don't know these possibilities because it's an empty space. But I know that God is saying, take my hand and come in first. We're going to do so much. So now I see that because I'm ready, I'm being able to see creators like DoorDash and like her video that I played in the beginning of this conversation. You can see that it doesn't need the extravagant stuff, the having everything together. DoorDash is taking charge of her life. She's 40 something. And she decided to challenge her norm, her reality, what she was used to. Talking about her mindset even limiting her with the job she was taking. She wasn't taking anything more than service jobs that were not paying her as much as where she is right now. And she has lived that life for that long. She's been used to a system, an environment, and it's like that reality keeps challenging that you can't go past this. You're coming from this background. This is what is available to you. But she did challenge it. She wanted more. She believed that she could have more. Now she's living way above what her reality has always told her was available to her. Now she's earning monthly, weekly, triple of anything that she's ever earned her whole life. And it's the simplicity and the honesty when she comes to speak. She's living her life and impacting. And that has challenged me. She's one of the people that has inspired me this year to keep pushing and keep going. In fact, she's a catalyst for my 20-day challenge. I already knew that I wanted to challenge myself in that direction because I was led, but it was watching her video and just seeing her having fun and talking about daily posting, which I would not have put myself into because it's just a lot for me right now. But I challenged myself. I took her own action as an inspiration to pick up. And I've been going every other day, showing up every other day. Some days with the script long enough, some days with no script at all. Challenging myself and pushing myself. Now, Dodash is living her authentic life and living in her purpose. But guess what she's doing beyond that? She's not just also getting the reward of living that. She's also transcended beyond her locality. She's not just gone beyond her reality. She's exceeded. I'm in Nigeria watching her and getting inspired. People are in different other African countries. You don't even know the length and breadth that her selfless, fun, but truthful videos and showing up for herself every day and challenging herself every day. You don't know the length that has gone. And at the end of the day, whatever God gives us, wherever he tells us to go and whatever he tells us to do, it's always bigger than us. So I know that starting this YouTube channel was not about me. I wasn't even ready to start it. I never wanted to start a YouTube channel just about yet. If not for God, I wouldn't even be on this right now. I had placed it in something quite far away when I'm ready, when everything is set, when everything is packaged. And it was my husband that used to tell me, you have a YouTube channel. I never saw that I will have a YouTube channel. I probably saw a podcast. And when I started seeing that I'll have a YouTube channel, it was like, later. Some things have to be in place until God said, go now. People will say this and that about you when you start your journey. I've seen a couple of clips about Dodash and being fake and all of those things, but I never pay mind to it because at the end of the day, I don't know about your life. That's not what I need. I don't need to know you personally to get the value from what you're giving me to push on in my own life. Except I know you personally. That's all I need. So that's all you need from this video. Even if you are not going to subscribe to this channel, which I'll say, please subscribe. If you find this video or any other one that you watch valuable. But even if you're not going to subscribe, even if you don't care about me, the person, or care to know me, the person, if you stumble on this video to this point, I want to be that hand. I want to be that Dodash telling you to give yourself permission. To give yourself permission to take ownership of your own life. To be honest with your fears and face them. Because nobody else is going to face it for you. To try different approaches. I've tried so many different approaches starting YouTube and now even being more serious with YouTube. I've tried so many different approaches. I've given myself permission to learn, to take the simple tips, guidance that I feel like I can implement just so that I see that my content gets a little more visibility. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, but not to conform myself to the reality of, well, I'm a small YouTube creator. I'm just starting. Who knows me? I don't need to do too much. I don't need to show up correct, blah, blah, blah. No. Take yourself out of that box. Listen to me. You can't do it the same way. Because here's the thing. Your fear of not starting is taking away from the table that is feeding other people. You don't want to start your own, so you can't sit at the table that can serve somebody else. But you want to reach farther. You want to go farther. God cannot trust you with farther because you are not ready and willing to take charge of your own. We all need each other. I needed Dodash, I didn't know. I needed Dodash, I didn't know. But I only realized that I needed her when she stepped into her own purpose, when she took charge of her life, ownership of her life. Then I saw her. Then I could tap from her. I'm doing the same thing in my small way. So here's a button. Will you take it and change your life? I hope you do. I pray that this video blesses you. I pray that this video stirs something within you to stop giving yourself the excuses, to stop remaining in that box, to take ownership of your life, to decide that you will not do it the same way. No, not this year. And going forward, not any other year. The sky is big enough. We're all going to make it. We can all make it. But it's only up to those who are willing and ready to fly. If you've watched to this point, thank you for giving me your time. I hope that it truly blesses you. And like I said, I hope you subscribe. This family is a purposeful family, but we're going to do it with ease, with God, and with love. So this is a community that you should join, if I do say so myself. Also like this video and drop a comment if this encourages you. Drop a comment if you need to encourage somebody else here. Please, by all means, do. Be very free. And there are more videos for you to check out. There is enough to catch up on. Love and light.